Hello, I'm Rachel from Douentza Garden in Ireland, and you're very welcome to this video all about assessing and improving your borders. Every border can do better, every border can look better. And in this video we're going to take the example of the border behind me and make some improvements. So let's get on with the video. First up, you're very welcome to this video, and before we get into the nitty-gritty, I should let any new viewers know that I garden in what roughly equates to as hardiness zone 9. Now, we don't use that system here in Ireland, so just take it as a rough guide to what I might grow and what I might get through the winter. Now, behind me here we have the border that we're going to talk about today and use as the example of how you can improve what you have in your borders and make them look just so much better. I guess the first thing you really need to consider is which month is the key month for any particular border. You can't have a border that is all singing, all dancing 12 months of the year. Perhaps you could have one that was all singing, all dancing from about June to September if you populated it entirely with annuals, because annuals just flower all summer long, don't they? And that's great, but it's not something you can maintain longer term, because buying all those annuals or growing all those annuals from seed every year is just really not feasible longer term. So you need to decide what is the key month for your border. And this border behind me, the key month is really June, early July. And I say this for a couple of reasons, and to be completely frank with you, that wasn't the original intention when I started planting the border, but it is what has materialized, and I'm going with that. This border looks super at the end of June when the orange delphinium and various other orange and pink plants in the border are in full flower, and I'm going to maintain that and add to that. Now, you can have secondary interest in borders, of course, and with this one here you can see that the secondary interest really is this time of year, kind of like late August, when I have a lot of heleniums and helianthus and things like that in flower. For early spring interest, I have a number of bulbs in here, namely Douentza. I think it's now called Scylla, a beautiful blue thing that kind of carpets the front of the border, and that's just an added extra. So today I am going to add some plants to this border behind me to augment the June-July display, but also to augment the kind of later summer display, which is mostly in evidence at the moment. In June, July, my new delphinium red lark was center stage. Now, although this delphinium isn't red, it is a good orange, and it was mirrored in the border by the orange alstroemeria clump, which just happened to be sited very close beside it. Now, we all gardeners should pretend that we set these things up purposely, but in truth, nature has many a happy accident. And the happy accident for me was delphinium red lark that was supposed to be red, turned out to be orange, and was echoed by the alstroemeria. I'm going to build on that happy coincidence, and I'm doing it by placing another red lark in the border. So it was quite an expensive cultivar when I bought it, but I managed to get this one on sale, and I'm very happy to place it in the border to echo the existing delphinium. Now, of course, it's September, so the previous delphinium here, it doesn't look very great. There's nothing to see basically, but I know it is going to be great a bit later on. So I need this far enough away from the delphinium to echo the colour through the border, but not on top of the alstroemeria. So the delphinium is there, and you might think a great spot to place it would be in here, right in here. But that is exactly where the alstroemeria is. It's dormant now, but I know it's there. So I turn my attentions to a little bit further over. Now that dahlia is distracting because it looks lovely, but remember it's not here in June. And here, this would be a great spot to put the delphinium, but there's something here already. And this is why I love to do this job in autumn, because you can see what's there. Okay, you can't see spring bulbs and that, but you can see the majority of plants or the remnants of them. This is Linaria. It does have a couple of allium bulbs around it, which I'll be careful not to hit. But I'm going to take it out and I'm going to put it somewhere else, because it is a nice plant and we can do with it elsewhere in the garden. I'll just excavate a bit of a hole for my delphinium, whose roots are a little bit deeper than the Linaria. That seems like a good spot. Here's my delphinium, which we will get out of the pot. Woo, and plunk into the hole. Whoa! And of course in spring or late spring I can take basil cuttings of this delphinium and have lots. It didn't set seed, unfortunately. Now I think I'll actually take out this likeness as well. It's a bit too much on top of the delphinium. We'll put that somewhere else. And now I'm going to put a little bit of potting mix around the plant, although the soil is quite good here, and then just firm it in. Now there is something else I have recently added to the June-July display, and it's Douentza personata. So we're now looking at the tall pink Douentza personata, which grows in this border and flowers all summer long. Now I do mean all summer long, from June until, well, you know, we're in the middle of September now and it's still in full flower. And that is such a great plant that will just keep on giving. So I invested in a second one, which I've already planted in over here. This one doesn't look very tall, but you know what? It'll get there. The next thing we're going to do is to echo the yellow colour, which I have over here on the left in the border, and I'm going to echo it over here on the right. I'm going to use this helianthus, a beautiful yellow helianthus with a centre that is very prominent and makes it look like the annual type. Now the annual helianthus is superior, of course, in terms of flower. Sunflower, annual sunflowers, you can't beat them, but this one is really good. I saw it on my recent trips to Northern Ireland and just had to get my hands on one. It looks small, it is small at the moment, but you know what, it's autumn, it's a brilliant time to plant plants in the ground. This is certainly big enough to go in the ground, and it's going to do so well. Now, the good news is that I do have space here at the very back. We do have a hydrangea, but we have space in here where I can put this plant. Over here I'm going to put some orange in, and we have the fantastic Helenium Satin's early flower, which I already have in the border. I'm going to put a second one in here. Time for a hole. Nice healthy root system on it. This is one of the ones I got from Kilmurray recently. You saw that video about 24 perennials. Well, this is one of them, and it's going in here. the last two plants that I hope to put in this border, because I think the colours would be nice and they'd add to the August onward display, are these two chrysanthemums, and these are called Dixter Orange, I believe. Beautiful flower. Now usually they flower earlier than this, it's just because it's in a pot, it's, you know, it's delayed a bit. I think, would this go from July? I can't remember anyway, but I do want to put them in the border, but I have a problem. I don't like the foliage, so I need to tuck them behind some other plants, and that is generally an issue because I'm running out of space here. Maybe in there. It is, of course, very difficult to get into this spot. I don't know if you can see, but we do have some annuals in here. Some of the Love Lies Bleeding, which, well, I mean, it's an annual, so I'm just going to pull this out so that I can see the space I have for planting in. Sorry, let's just put my plant down here. These guys, of course, are bulbs, so I don't want to disturb them. It's quite close to the helianthus. Maybe just here would be better. And hopefully that will romp away. It's proving difficult to find a spot for the second chrysanthemum. Maybe I'll try planting it just here. We have an astrantia there. What is that? I don't know. But we do have a space. There may be euphorbia roots down here. Oh, not too bad. Now I did want to plant it closer to the action, but this may be where we're going. Yeah, euphorbia roots. I don't need to worry about planting it right on top of the annual because, well, the annual's going to be gone by next year, isn't it? This one is a little bit dehydrated. I've given it a drop of water now, so I'm really going to have to water it in super well when I finished all this planting, and I'm just finished because this is the last one. Whew. And there we go. That is the border, well, added to, and hopefully next season you'll see from the end of June onwards a fantastic display. We'll see if I've favoured the late interest over the kind of, say, end of June, July interest, if I favoured it more, and if I have, then, well, I'll adjust accordingly in one direction or the other. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, then please give it a like and maybe drop a comment down below, and I'd love if you subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. Bye.